I'm Daniela Devine. I buy businesses from boomers, and here are some receipts from the buy side. I've shared a lot about how we did some things backwards that we thought we were doing the right way, and it led to a lack of serious, as much as was needed, attention on new sales, not stabilization of existing accounts, not stabilization of existing clients, not stabilization and retention of staff. New sales, because when you buy a business, you add debt. Unless your structure is creative, unless it involves earnouts, unless it involves, just a totally different kind of thing than going out and borrowing money from a bank. But don't get it twisted. If you borrow that working capital, you are increasing costs against the business that are being taken out of your net profit that you might not have analyzed enough, the impact that they could potentially have. So crawling our way out of this sales deficit, crawling our way out of being in ownership month 5 of the transition and being tens of thousands of dollars negative because of a horrific January. I talked a lot about what do you do? Like, how do you survive a sales dip like this? What can be done? Well, you got to get right back into your community. Contact your Chamber of Commerce, start going to events, start meeting other business owners that can or will or are able to or are interested in your services. My business, this one business that I own, focuses on commercial flooring. So dove right back into the Chamber of Commerce, went to multiple events, getting involved in my community. People need to know who I am. I need to be out front, top of mind for anything to do with flooring, right? Second, reach out to A&D firms, because I know that even for design, build, home, residential projects, they are looking at flooring. They're looking at flooring now, not tomorrow, not next quarter, not in 6 months, not in 4 years, now. I need sales now. Contact and shake the tree, the old tree, the tree that hasn't purchased from me yet. Contact and shake the existing tree. People that are giving me drip business, but my summer season is coming up, my busiest season, and I'm telling them, hey, look, now's the time to get in before the summer, before my schedule is impacted, and it's gonna be harder for me to serve you, right? Ads. Research people in your market, figure out who's doing ads, figure out what your competitors are doing with SEO. We did this. We rebuilt the back end of our website with landing pages, with hooks and value add freebies that allow people to not just find us when they're Googling for the service, not just click because who gives a shit about free quotes, but actually leads you to a real freebie, an in-hand resource. Example. I recently just put together a scope of work for brand new fencing all along the perimeter of my property. Let's say it's like 30 grand in total, right? Every fence company I contacted was shit at their quote and estimation process, shit at answering questions, shit at providing clarity. Huge opening for me. In my trades business, I know exactly what people are looking for. They're looking for resource documents. They're looking for examples of what it'll look like. They're looking for do's and don'ts. They're looking for, how do I know this flooring contractor is legit or not? They're looking for educational resources that help them in their buying process make things 75 times easier. Not only are we the fastest to install in our area, we own our warehouse outright, we can stock flooring for you, but I'm gonna educate the crap out of you. I'm gonna make you a killer. These are the things that are helping rescue our sales dip immediately, out front, as quickly as possible, because I don't need sales, and you won't need sales in this situation. If you ever find yourself in this situation after purchasing a business, you don't need sales in 6 months, in 9 months, in 12 months, in 2 years. You need sales now. Your job is to figure out how to patch the holes in the lifeboat now, so that next month you're not tens of thousands of dollars negative, because how do you deal with a deficit like that? More debt. Debt snowballs. And when you start to get to that break-even point, you can't get ahead, which means you're really not stabilized. Stay tuned for the next episode of Receipts from the Buy Side.